everyone, and welcome back to the Aether Hub. I'm Simon, of course bringing you the lore of MTG. Today let's look towards the future a little, as Ravnica Allegiance is on the horizon and we got some spicy spoilers already. Seems like spoiler season comes sooner and sooner every block, and here we go again. Rather than look at the individual cards spoiled, other channels do it way better anyway, let's look at some news that isn't new, but could be new to you. It's in reference to one of the guilds featured in Allegiance, the Azorius and their next guildmaster. And you'll be shocked at just who Wizards of the Coast cooked up for these law mages. First, of course, if you enjoy the content on the hub, please consider joining the Vorthos army on Patreon and enjoy benefits, all while supporting the channel. Okay, so the Azorius, the blue-white control law mage fun police on Ravnica. With past mechanics such as detain, you can kinda get a sense of what they're all about. Strict adherence to the laws and binding magic of Ravnica. They serve as the judicial arm of Ravnica, judges, lawmakers, and a policing force meant to keep peace and order on the city plane. Over the years, the Azorius Senate has been led by scholars and officers of the law spanning from human mages, councils, and even sphinxes, as was the most recent guildmaster of the Azorius, Esperia. Esperia, like most sphinx, was annoyingly wise with an intelligence only rivaled by its stubbornness. Rigid, cold, calculating, Esperia saw the world in black and white, a true representation of the Azorius Senate. However, all that stick in the mudness obviously wasn't enough to save Esperia, as the Sphinx joins some of their more silent, mysterious types, for their race anyway, and has since been silenced forever, turned to stone by an unknown assassin. JK, the assassin is well known. Of course, this was the work of Vraska, still under the control of Nicol Bolas. So obviously a figure as law-abiding as Esperia wouldn't have her guild sit idly by as Bolas and his allies took over Ravnica, breaking a plethora of civil disobedient codes and traffic violations in the process. That just wouldn't do for the Azorius. So rather than worry about the fun police, Bolas just ordered Vraska to kill their leader so that he could just install his own pawn to lead the guild and actually allow his invasion to go uncontested. Now, who could that possibly be? It has to be someone who follows the rules rigidly, but already within the circle of Bolas. Oh, and they also have to be blue-white aligned, which we actually don't have a lot of. I mean, that are still living or actually planeswalkers still. Sorry, Azor. So, who does that leave us? It's actually kinda shocking, guys. Dovin Baan will be the new guild leader of the Azorius. Some of you may have already collectively gasped dramatically, then asked, who? And I wouldn't blame you. So, Dovin Baan is a planeswalker native to the plane of Kaladesh, and he appeared in the story of that block. He's a strange character who served as the inspection general of the Consulate, the government of Kaladesh's major city. He has a strong sense for objects and people's defects, and can point them out with ease, which makes him really annoying to debate. As an inspector, Dovin loves rules with a passion. A fitting figure for the Azorius, yet he also worked alongside a Bolas agent in Tezzeret on Kaladesh. So kind of a mixed record. So a little more context here, on Kaladesh, Dovin was hesitant to follow Tezzeret's forceful rise to power and rule over the people, but was lied to just enough to keep him complacent. So long as procedures were followed, or made up on the fly and ratified by logic, Dovin was cool with it. Tezzeret stole people's inventions to keep them safe from the renegades. He demanded the stop of the Gatewatch's plan to disrupt his planar portal because it threatened the citizenry. The meat here is that Dovin actually does care about the lives of others, especially the innocent, and truly believes rules and laws are in place to keep them safe, but also seems to be complacent in plans that aren't in the people's best interests simply because they're logical or follow some procedure or authority's rule. Dovin basically doesn't think for himself when rules are laid down, and that's how he finds himself in the service of Bolas. Having actually traveled to Ravnica at the end of the Kaladesh block, Dovin is probably set up by Tezzeret to lead the Law Guild, with new laws already in place by agents that support the plans of Bolas. Not knowing any better, Dovin will follow these without question, as he did on Kaladesh. It's funny because Dovin as a character has a moral center. He isn't evil by nature, but follows something that can be corrupted. Laws. This can work to his benefit, as for example, he arrests the officer Baral on Kaladesh, Tezzeret's chief of compliance. It was he who killed Chandra's father without a trial. Murder, a law broken, and Dovin didn't hesitate to throw his burned ass in prison. Yet, at the same time, he still went to Chandra's and the Gatewatch ship, Hope of Geoper, and sabotaged it, believing it a threat to the Consulates and the people of Kaladesh. So, take the good with the bad. He's literally law itself. I have no clue how his role is going to play out on Ravnica and in Allegiance, but from what we know of his character, it should be interesting. His fight between just laws and corrupted ones. But one thing I'd like to add is, wow, Wizards is making me eat my own words. I used to say that they created way too many throwaway Planeswalkers we'll never see again. Here I am, taking that back. This block alone will have Kaya Ghost Assassin and Dovin Baan, two characters I thought I'd never see again. Good work guys, bring them old boys back. Here's looking at you, Tybalt. Anyway guys, that's a little information on the upcoming block, Ravnica Allegiance. Let me know what you think about Bolas' plan and the new power shift in the Azorius in the comment section below. Let me know, were you shocked at Dovin's include here? Of course, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course share it across the multiverse. If you're interested in supporting the channel on Patreon, by all means join the Vorthos army and get exclusive perks, and I'll consider you a pretty cool person in general. Either way, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time here on the Aether Hub.
Thanks so much for watching our latest video here on the Aether Hub. Our channel only exists thanks to fans like you and those who've joined the Vorthos army over in Patreon. Many thanks to our latest supporters, David Coulterman, Peter Jadalrab, Anton Thorne, Daniel Vincent, and Marcirio Pajeo. Welcome to the Vorthos army! The same goes for all of the lore legends that you see in the credits, the supporters who make this channel possible. As always, thanks so much for watching today. I'm Carolyn Page, and you are the Vorthos army.